Well, Nathan, well done on getting through on the weekend. What was it like being back out there?
Yeah, it was terrific on the weekend. You know, we'd been itching all pre-season to start playing some games, and you know, right from the get-go when Phil got here, we really wanted to get out there and prove to him what we could do as a team. And on the weekend, we probably put forward a really strong performance and showed what we're capable of. So that was really pleasing from a group perspective.
What about from a personal perspective to be back playing?
Yeah, it was really exciting. I was pretty nervous before the game, to be honest. It's been a long time since my last game of footy, and hadn't played at Adelaide Oval, so that was really exciting to get out there and experience a win with the boys.
I know the coaches sort of said about the cold shower, and it's probably carried away, it's only probably one game in. But is it hard not to be excited with what you saw, how well it was carried out on the weekend?
Yeah, look, I feel like for a long period of time we've spoken about our best footy being good enough, and you know, on the weekend was at a level that if we bring that every week, we certainly know we'll be very competitive against any side in the comp. So we certainly showed on the weekend that we're able to sustain it for the majority of a game. So the challenge now comes that you know, week one, round one's behind us, and we've got to back it up for round two against Collingwood in Melbourne, which is another huge game for us.
Wasn't it something that you were a part of, the lack of consistency last year because you're on the sidelines, but has it been addressed and talked about not to make those mistakes?
Oh, we haven't spoken about the past at all, to be honest, and since Walshy's come on board, which has been really refreshing as well, I guess. So that we've spoken about consistency in everything that we're doing, whether it be training, whether it be in weights, and obviously performing on the weekend. So you know, we're not alone in that. Every other team in the competition is going to be striving for that same consistency. So we've just got to try and find ways, particularly throughout the week, that we can work on getting that consistency, and it's probably out here on the training track the most.
You talked about nerves. Did you feel like you had a few cobwebs, or did you think like it was like your first game again? Oh,
it certainly felt like it was probably my first game again. Similar sort of nerves, but yeah, I guess I was pretty lucky we were able to have the 3 warm-up games, or the 3 pre-season games before round one, which certainly helped settle a few of those nerves and let me play some footy. But in saying that, the majority of our pre-season was a lot of match play and game-like situations. So I guess that helped not only myself, but I guess a lot of the younger players as well get comfortable at playing at a high intensity and in preparation for round one.
With that lifting intensity with round one, usually it's a lifting intensity. Did your body sort of pull up all right, a bit sorer than you were in the pre-season game?
No, all the boys have pulled up pretty well, and I pulled up well from the game as well. So look, that's I don't know if you always pull up better after a win, but look, the boys feel like they're in good shape at the moment. And obviously, we had a training run today, and the boys are moving well, so that's important to get yourself going on a short week. So it's a quick turnaround for us. All of a sudden, we're now firmly focused on Collingwood this week.
And with the Achilles, I mean, it's a nasty injury. Do you have to do any sort of maintenance work, or is there anything you need to sort of do on a week-to-week basis?
Yeah, that'll be ongoing for me, I think, probably for the remainder of my career at least. It's just a series of calf raises and a few strengthening exercises every second day. So, yeah, it's just part of my routine now, and not alone. Once you've had a knee injury, a shoulder injury, you have maintenance exercises for the remainder of your career. So that's just to keep it at bay, and so far so good. So I'll just certainly keep touching base with the physios and the medicos, and we'll keep looking after it.
It was a really solid performance, or great performance on the weekend. It sort of looked like that everyone knew what they were doing. Would that be a fair comment to make? I mean, it's structure.
Oh, we hope so. I mean, that's certainly what we've been aiming for all pre-season, is to everyone have clarity on their role and what's expected of them on game day. So, that's probably hopefully what it looks like when we execute and play our best footy, is that everyone's on the same page. We're playing some selfless footy because guys are clear on what they need to do on game day, and if we go out there and execute, then it's hopefully looking more like a team than a group of individuals.
What did you notice pace-wise about a game, Nathan? A new year always brings a new style of game, a bit of a tweak and that sort of thing, but pace of the game or the way the game's played, did you notice any big difference from obviously the last time you played a home and away game?
Yeah, look, the game's always feeling like it is getting quicker. You only have to watch games of footy as well to realise that the speed of the game is ever increasing, and so is our training intensity and everything that goes with it. So naturally, your game speed's going to increase as well. So it's I guess it's getting to the point where it's becoming really quick for players, and yeah, I guess that's just going to have to be looked at over the years to come, whether that's the direction that the AFL want to go in, and whether players can hold up to that as well.
You certainly look comfortable enough. Did it take a while for you to settle in, or did you just sort of snap into it? Or?
Oh no, it did. But saying that, I've had 6 months of training since we came back, so it's probably my first few months were a lot rustier than my last. So it's just a matter of probably lucky in that sense that I had a few months to get back into the swing of it.
What was it like as well? I know we've banged on about the whole captaincy thing and that sort of thing, but what was the dynamic like, I suppose? Did you feel as though you had to use voice? Did it come natural? I mean, everyone uses voice and that sort of thing, but stepping back from the captaincy as such, how did you find that role out on the ground?
Oh look, I really enjoyed it. I mean, I love playing under Tex. I said to him before the game, I can't wait to run out there with you today, mate. And he played a terrific game himself, which was great to see. And for me, it allows me to partly focus on my footy, but I've still got a significant role within the leadership group, and so do the remainder of our leaders, whether you're in the leadership group or outside that group at the footy club. We're expected to still lead on game day, not leave it to one or two. So my role in that sense, I don't feel changes on game day, to be honest. So it's still pretty exciting for the group. We've got a lot of leaders coming through, and we're able to see other guys come forward that probably we weren't expected to in the past.
What are your views on that? Because I think the club won both games last year, I think, off memory, against Collingwood. I mean, do you guys feel like you've got the wood on it at the moment?
Oh, look, that's too hard to say. I mean, it's only round 2, and they had a great win on the weekend. So, but we've had a look at their vision, and when they're playing their best footy, they're very hard to beat. So we certainly know we have to be at our best on the weekend. Their pressure around the contest, obviously with their presence up forward with Travis Cloak, their midfield depth. We've certainly got our work cut out. So, but we're confident that if we can all play our roles, that we'll be able to put forward a performance that we can be proud of.
Nathan, so much positive stuff to take out of it, but a little hiccup during that third quarter when Goldstein got his hand all over the ball. What did you guys take out that you needed to improve from that?
Yeah, we had a look at that period, obviously, and there's a few things we can do differently next time if that comes around, which is a good learning experience for us. There was a positive, I guess, in that we're able to turn it around mid-quarter and come in at quarter time still with in reasonable shape. Obviously, we're expecting a response from North Melbourne at half time, but we've got to be still better than that to be able to put forward a full 4-quarter performance, which is what we're always chasing. So there's room for improvement, not only in that, but in other aspects of our game. So we've looked at it, and hopefully we can do it better next time.
We know you spent a lot of time in the coach's box last year too, Nathan. What does that arm you with? What sort of, does it give you a different perspective on game day now that we're back?
Yeah, chuck me out on the ground any day, I think. It's a lot more enjoyable out on the ground. Yeah, I mean, the coaching box was a good learning curve last year, that's for sure. You see the game certainly from a different perspective. You can sit back and see probably options that players can't see from the box because you're at a different level. But you can also pick up on trends a bit easier when you're sitting back from afar as well. So I guess it's probably, from a player's point of view, we want to try and get to that level where we can pick up those trends out in a game without the coaches having to make a call for us. So I guess that's a challenge that probably every group's jostling with throughout the comp. But it was certainly a good learning curve to sit back, but get me out on the ground any day.
So it armed you with information or I guess an appreciation?
Yeah, certainly an appreciation for what the coaches see, and also I guess from the coach's perspective that it's difficult. I mean, it's different for the players as well out in the ground. We see things differently to what they do, but at the same time, we complement each other as well. So really good.
Just on that though, when you're looking from the box, when you get out there and you think, oh, in this situation I remember seeing that there's always somebody there or whatever, can that change your perspective on the field to know? It's
probably has got me thinking more about the trends of footy and what might be seen from afar. But look, it happens all so quickly out in the ground at the moment that you don't really get that time to sit back and reflect probably until a goal's scored or at your quarter time, half time break. So that's where we rely on our leaders throughout the group to try and pick up on some trends in the game or some patterns of play that might not be going our way or might be giving us a good result. So we need to capitalise on them or change a few things out in the ground, because sometimes the coaches might not pick it up as well. So it's as I said, we've got to complement each other, both coaches and players at times, to make sure that we can fix things or keep things going in our momentum when we can.
Is that a big change from when you first came that feedback process that seems to go around now?
Oh, I guess it seems like it is. I guess when you're a young player coming into the competition, all you're worried about is trying to get a kick and trying to play a game of footy. So I probably didn't take that holistic view until you're a bit more experienced and hopefully a bit wiser now, a few years into my career.
Is the coach's box situation something you recommend that you should look at for every injured player to get that opportunity to have a look at the way things work?
Oh, it'd be for some. Some guys would rather sit back and discuss the game with their teammates in the crowd, and others would appreciate sitting in a coach's box and seeing how it operates from behind those windows, I guess. Yeah, I guess there's bits and pieces you can take out of both, but it is a good learning curve nonetheless.
This will be 5 or 10 years down the track, but did Van any ambition to take that on?
Oh, look, I probably haven't given it too much thought at the moment, but look, I guess as you get more experienced in your footy career, you feel like you have some knowledge that you can pass on. So I guess that's what experienced players do. So yeah, down the track, if coaching appeals, then I'll certainly explore that. But for the moment, just concentrating on playing.
Were there any times last year you're up in the box and you're thinking you might not get back on the oval at all?
No, I never did. I was always confident that I could get back playing. Having spoken to a number of players around the comp that were in similar positions and seeing them come back certainly eased any frustrations that I might have had at times when I had to take it slowly. But yeah, I had full faith in our medical staff and our physios that they'd be able to get me back playing, and had faith in myself as well. So yeah, I mean, it's no different to any other player that gets injured. Long-term injuries, we've got a couple at the moment. You go through frustrating phases throughout that rehab period, but you certainly know at the end of it it'll all be worth it when you can play footy with your mates again.